What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Chase, and this episode we're going to take a look at the Hot Mod V2 from Legendary Tones. Now this came with my Friedman Runt 50, and so that's the amp we're going to use it with. And there's a couple things I want to note about these. So it's got a bass switch and a gain switch. We're going to start with them in the down position. Then I'll turn the bass on, then I'll turn the gain on, and see how the amp changes. But the main thing to talk about is on the bottom of this one, there's a little R that is stamped into it. And that means it's got reverse wiring. Now, when I was looking on the website trying to figure out what this was compatible with and things like that, the biggest thing I could find was that some amps require a standard wiring. And this one, the Runt 50, takes the reverse wiring. Now, I'm not 100% sure on what all this means, except for it has to do with the cathode follower position. That's what this really works on. So on the Runt 50, it is the V3 position. So that's where we're going to put this. From what I understand, I guess the pin layout that is for the cathode follower and the preamp tube that it's using, some amp manufacturers wire it differently. So this one uses that reverse wiring, whereas like a Marshall, for example, uses the standard wiring. So that's something to note if you guys are interested in getting one for your amp. Another thing you should note is that you need to know which position is the cathode follower. So in my case, with the Runt 50, it's the V3 position. Luckily, it was already posted on the website, so I didn't have to go look very far. But not all amp manufacturers will tell this. I don't know how to look it up. I don't know how to read schematics or anything, so I can't help you guys on that aspect. So, again, we're going to use the Parks Custom pedals to boost the amp. We do have a camera set up so you guys can see. I do have it all set to noon. The gain is at about 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock. I will use the built-in boost on this amp, which is the far left switch. So this switch here, when I turn it to the left, of course you can't really tell, that will enable the built-in boost. When I push it to the right, it is off. So that's the off position. So we'll start with the amp in the dirty channel, because it only affects the dirty channel on this amp for the Hot Mod. The V1 tube only goes to the clean channel. As you can see, it's also set to noon, and my volume on that is just under the 9 o'clock position. But we're going to use the pedal, the built-in boost. We'll play around with it. We'll turn it off. The amp has been sitting here on in standby for about 20 to 25 minutes. So I will turn it off, let it cool down, put the Hot Mod in it, turn it back on, let it warm back up, and then we'll pick up with the video from there. So I figure let's go ahead and mess around and see what we can get out of it in its current state. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and turn the amp off. We will get everything cooled down, and then we are going to put the Evo in and turn it back on. Let it warm up. We'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? We've got it installed. So, small note. The 12 AX7s that come in it, apparently on the newer ones now, they come with a 12 AX7 and a 12 AU7. I guess it has a better balance. At least that's what the website says in some user forms. So what I've done is I put in a JJ12AU7 in the V1 position of the Hot Mod. Now the Hot Mod's V1 is the tube to the left if you're looking at the switches. If you're looking like where the knobs are and the up and down switch, it's the one to the left. So I have a 12AU7 and a 12AX7. Both of them are JJ tubes. That's what's in the one that I installed. That is what is in the Friedman. So, again, we're going to play test it. We'll see how it sounds with the built-in boost, with the daggone OD, and we'll go from there. All right, so that was the Hot Mod with both the bass switch and the gain switch in the down position, so they are off. So I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna get to the back of the amp. I'm gonna turn the bass switch on. We'll do the same thing. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. We have got the bass switch and the gain switch both in the up position, and let's go ahead and see how it sounds. All right, here we go. All right, man. So here's what I'll say. The dagon with the gain and the bass switch in the on position sounds mint. The bass is a little bit too much, so I'm probably going to turn that switch off. It gets a little too thick for my preferences. Not that I don't like a little extra meat on her. I'm just saying, not too much. I don't like the built-in boost with it. It did not sound that good. I liked it a lot with both switches in the off position. To me, the amp was plenty tight. It still had a fullness to it, and the pedals can really push it into some better saturation. It was a little cleaner as far as more articulate, more crisp, more clarity to it. To me, in the current setting, it gets kind of lost. But this does push the amp kind of more towards the metal territory. I wouldn't necessarily use that for this. Maybe 80s hair metal, you could probably get away with it. Some, Motley Crue's type of stuff. Poison, all those guys. Definitely in the punk rock territory all day. Kind of that blues rock, dad rock, whatever you want to call it. All of that will work great with it. So I'm going to do some more experimenting with this little hot mod, and we'll have to do some comparisons with it and some other tubes. 212AX7s, an AU versus the AX, you know, all that stuff. So you guys tell me in the comments below what you thought overall. I'm going to try and chop this up so that everything is, you know, kind of back to back. Probably should have said that in the beginning. Oh well, whoever's still watching, I appreciate it. You guys tell me in the comments below. Hopefully I'll see y'all in the next one.